Hello and Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Mathematics with Shahab Yaqub. So now let's look at the solution of FEB March 2026 paper. This is variant 52 of S1. Let's get started. Let's look at the first question. It says a club has 12 members, of which 7 are men and 5 are women. A committee of 4 is to be chosen from these 12 members. It's a question of selection. A committee has everyone of equal status. Find the probability. A randomly chosen committee. Probability. A randomly chosen committee includes at least 2 men. So first of all, at least 2 men means exactly 2 or more than 2. So 2 men, 2 women, 3 men, 1 woman, 4 men, 0 women. Men are selected from men, women from women. These are the number of ways. Without any restriction, out of 12, you are choosing 4 people, that's 495. The probability is 420 over 495. You can leave it as it is. You can plug in the calculator, leave the answer in the fractions form. Now let me emphasize once again. Answer that are coming out in fractions, leave it as it is. Because fractions are supreme, fractions are beautiful, fractions are exact. That is the most important thing. So anything which is exact needs not to be converted to decimals. That is the first thing. The second question. It says there is a word. There are 9 letters in this word, attentive. There are 3 T's, there are 2 E's, there is A, N, I, V. The first part in which the 2 E's are together but the 3 T's are not all together. That means 2 T's could be together, 1 could be separate, it could be all 3 separate. So technically, it's a concept of not together, the subtraction concept. First, the 2 E's are together, put them in a box and let me do some marking. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The box is considered 1 unit, that is 8 factorial. 2 factorial for the 2 E's. But dividing by 2 factorial because of the 2 E's, dividing by 3 factorial because of the 3 T's. So technically, nothing is happening inside the box. So always remember my instruction. First, write down. Then simplify. Then at the end, use a calculator. So technically, using a calculator only applies to this. Now, what if the 3 E's are together, the 3 T's are together? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 6 factorial. Inside the box, nothing. Inside the box, nothing, nothing. So this is 720. So we want the 2 E's together, but the 3 T's are not all together. That is the shortest way I can think of. So therefore, the subtraction, the answer is 6000. Part B. Find the number of different arrangements of the 9 letters in the word in which there are at least. Now focus on this word which says at least 4 letters between the 2 E's. We have done questions in which there are exactly 4 letters. Now if it says at least 4 letters, it could be 4 letters. It could be 5 letters. It could be 6 letters. It could be 7 letters. Altogether, there are 9 letters. So this is 5 letters, 6 letters, 7 letters, 4 letters. 4, I have elaborately written it. So now let's look at the working. So now technically, this is E fixed, this is E fixed. There are 4 gaps in between and then 3 at the end. So it could occupy the first and the 6th position. Move it 1 forward, second, move it 1 forward, that is 7th. Similarly, 3rd and 4th, similarly 4th and 9th. So there are 4 lines over there. So this is line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. Now for 5, also the space is not that much. Otherwise, I would have written it. So I've just written it very, very small on the sidelines. So first position, 7th position, 2nd and 8th, 3rd and 9th. How many more lines are there? So this is line 5, line 6, line 7. There are 6 gaps in between. So this is 1st and 8th position, 2nd and 9th. It has to stop at the 9th. So now this is 9, this is 8, and this is 9. And the last one, there is one more line. This is for a gap of 7, the first and the ninth position. There are 7 gaps in between. Now for each of them, when we talk about the ease, there is 1 and 1. There are 10 lines over here that is already taken care of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there is one more 10. There are 10 lines because of this. 7 factorial is basically for the 7 letters in the gaps. Whether they are before, they are after, it will be 7 factorial. And the 3 factorial is for the 3 t's. We are dividing by 3 t's. This is for the t's. This is E, this is E, multiply it out. The answer is this thing. These answers are exact, leave it as it is. These answers are exact, leave it as it is. This one was again exact. So far, the calculator usage is there, but the answer is in the exact form. So question number 3, now it says on a particular day, the times taken to travel, let me do a bit of underlining. Times taken to travel by 150 students are recorded correct to the nearest minute. The times are summarized in the table. So now the class intervals are given 5 to 9, 10 to 14, and so on. There is a gap of 1 unit. We add and subtract 0.5, the concept of upper bound, lower bound. So 9 becomes 9.5, 14.5, 19.5, and so on. Less than 9.5 is 4, less than 14.5 is 11 plus 4, less than 19.5 is 14 plus 11 plus 4. The last answer should exactly match with the total number of students. That's a hard and fast rule of cumulative frequency. Now also take care that this 5 becomes 4.5. Is there anybody who is taking a time lesser than 4.5 minutes? No. So this point is very necessary because it will be touching the x-axis. And I can draw a jagged line. I'm starting from 4.5. Horizontal axis can be compressed. Vertical, never. Whether it's histogram, whether it's cumulative frequency, whether even it's a bar chart, never. So draw a CF curve to illustrate the data. Just plot the points. Be very, very careful. Choose a nice scale. There is a lot of space over here. Also, this is a gap of 2020. By mistake, if I write 160 over here, that's no issue. But keep in mind, this ends at 150. So the calculation will be based on 150. They're not asking median and the quartiles. They are asking the 60th percentile. That means 60% of 150. That is 90. Go to cumulative frequency of 90. That is 90 is right over here. Touch the graph. Go down. Read off the value. So this is 29.5, this is 39.5, this is 34.5, 35, 36.5. So I think I've written it 36.5. Of course, there can be a variation. Now this is just a rough draft I have drawn, and this is not with pencil, it's on iPad, so it's not that smooth as it should be. So that is the answer that I'm getting. Calculate an estimate of the mean time. I have copy pasted the original frequency distribution over here. The mid value, that can be obtained from the intervals, that can be obtained from the boundaries. It will be the same. 5 plus 9, that is 14, divided by 2 is 7, 10 plus 14, 24 divided by 2, 30 plus 39 are 69 divided by 2, and so on. We get the mid values. So this is the column for all the mid values, that is X. This is the column for frequencies over here, that is right over here. And then it says X bar sigma fx over sigma f. So now over here, that is this into this. So let me just focus on this. This is the blue one. So that is 7 and then 12 and then 14 and then 24.5, 34.5, 44.5, 54.5, 69.5. And then the green values are the frequencies, that is 4, 11, 14, 26, 48, 28, 15 and 4. Now, what do? We add it all up. That is sigma fx. So this is f is the green one and x is the blue one divided by sigma f. And then we get this answer. That is 150 over there. So this is 150. And this answer is exact. So again, leave the answer in the exact form. So this thing is also done. Question number 4. Suri has a bag containing 4 blue and 3 yellow discs. She selects one disc from the bag at random, notes its color, returns to the bag. So now this is returns to the bag. That means the probability is unchanged. She repeats this process until she obtains a yellow disc. That is why it's a geometric probability distribution. 3 out of 7, that's the probability of success. 3 out of a total of 7. Now it says find the probability she obtains a yellow disc for the first time on her 4th selection. So 3 failures, 1 success. So failure, 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 success, failure, 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 success. Now I have worked out an exact form. So again, so far I haven't done anything in which significant figures are involved. And this is question number 4 that I have reached. So now let's move on over here. Find the probability Suri obtains a yellow disc for the second time in her 5th selection. So the 5th selection, that is fixed, that is success. So this is technically geometric over here. So this one is geometric probability distribution. But this one over here, it's binomial because one success can be out of these 4 positions. So that is 4C1. Success raised to power of 1, failure raised to power of 3. The last one is a success. It's a combination. Many questions have come nowadays. So now there is in 2025, there is in 2024. Do watch out October, November 2025. The 3 variants 51, 52, 55 and this 53. I'll try to make it today. Right now this is February, March 2026. So now over here, look at the working. This is 4 cube into 4, 4 power 4, 3 power 2. 7 cube into 7 squared, 7 power 5. Again, this answer is exact. No need of rounding off. So far, so good. Now it says there is another person. He has a bag containing 4 red and 3 green discs. He select one disc from the bag at random and without replacement. He repeats this process until he obtains a green disc. So this is also obtaining about a certain color, but since it's without replacement, so this is not geometric. Geometric, the probability has to be fixed. So this you have to work it out. The random variable x is the number of discs that tan needs to select and obtain a green disc. Draw up the probability distribution table for x. So getting success on the first one, that is 3 out of 7. So now let me focus on this. This is green. Now let me just focus on the green color like this. And getting successful on the first event, that's a very good thing, 3 out of 7. Getting successful on the second, that means the first one is red, the second one is green. So the first one is red, second one is green. And then 2 red, 1 green, and then 3 red, 1 green, and then 4 red, and the last naturally will be green. So now that is how focus on the denominator 7, 7 and 6, 7, 6, 5, 7, 6, 5, 4, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Now all this working, since I got this answer with a denominator of 210, I also deliberately wrote it in terms of 210. Deliberately in terms of 210. Multiplied by 5 in terms of 2n. Multiplied by 30 in terms of 210. Why? So that it's easier for me to double check. 90 plus 60, 150. 36 plus 6 plus 18, that is 60. 150 plus 60 is 210. 210 over 210 is 1. So yes, it's a DRV, discrete random variable. Expectation of x. So that is taking this value and multiplying it out. So which colors are we using? Red and green. So let me choose blue. So this is the blue color. I'm multiplying it with the probability 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And the probabilities, I'm just taking the numerator, that is 90 and 60, 36, 18, 6. 90, 60, 36, 18, 6. 90, 60, 36, 18 and 6. Divide once by 210. Divide once by 210. Now this is expectation of x, that is sigma x into p. This is expectation of x squared. So 1 will be squared, 2 will be squared, 3 will be squared, 4 will be squared, 5 will be squared. So that is how this thing is done. So just look at the working. And then again, I'm getting an exact answer for this. That is 26 over 5. I'm getting an exact answer for this one is 2. This one is 26 over 5. So 26 over 5 minus 2 square, 26 over 5 minus 4. And then we get the answer as 6 over 5. So again, this answer is exact. These answers were all exact. These answers were all exact. So now we have reached how many questions? 4 questions, all exact. Question number 5. Now, this person, drivers who obtain an advanced driving qualification. So this is advanced driving qualification must pass 2 tests. A theory test. Hold for a second. First of all, a theory test and a skills test. So this is theory, this is skills. Driver must pass the theory test first and they are allowed up to a maximum of 2 attempts. If someone passes at the first attempt, that's the best thing, but a maximum of 2 attempts. Probability that any driver passes the theory test on the first attempt is 0.7, that is over here. And the probability any driver passes on the second attempt is 0.6, that's over here. So this is 0.7, this is 0.6. So this is success, this is failure, this is success, this is failure. Now let's talk about the skills test. So now when we talk about the skills test, who are successful are allowed to a maximum of 3 attempts to pass the skills test. Probability any driver passes the skills test on any attempt is 0.2. So now this is 0.2, this is 0.8, and that is all true. So now complete the tree diagram. Now focus on this. Pass, fail. If they have to give another thing, pass and fail. Now if someone passes, then again pass, fail, then again pass, fail, then again pass, fail. So in front of fail, there is another chance. If someone passes, that's good enough. Similarly, in place of this pass, there is pass, fail, pass, fail, pass, fail. Now the main thing, let's just keep on looking at the diagram. If I ask you that he gets this advanced degree qualification, so it could be pass, pass, it could be pass, fail, pass, it could be pass, fail, fail, pass. Okay, so there are 3 options: pass, 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 fail, pass, and pass, fail, fail, pass. The ending has to be a pass. What about over here? It could be fail, pass, and pass. It could be fail, pass, fail, pass. It could be fail, pass, fail, fail, pass. That is advanced qualification. Naturally, if this whole question is designed this way, they are going to ask it. First thing, show that the probability randomly chosen driver passes the theory test at the first attempt and the skill at the second attempt. Theory at first, skill at second. So this is 0.7, 0.8, 0.2, 0.7, 0.8, 0.2. That comes out to be this thing. You can also write in fractions. Now, since these decimals are exact, I'll just work in decimals. No issue. So decimals also deserve some respect. Find the probability randomly chosen driver obtains the advanced driving qualification. This red one is for the, I think, theory. And this one is for skill. So red one over here, that is over here, my bad. Hold for a second, let me just reduce it. So this red one, that is for theory, and this one is for skills. So this is theory and this is skills. So this is theory, this is skills. Passing theory at the first attempt, passing skill at the first attempt, that is this probability. Passing theory at the first attempt, then failure at the skills test and passing on the second attempt. Passing, failing, failing, passing. Now, before I even read that other question, since this thing is common between this, I just had a feeling, let me just get the total and write it on the sidelines. Then failing and passing the theory on the second attempt. So FP, FP, FP. So failing, passing, but passing skills on the first attempt, failing, passing, and then failing, passing the skills, failing, passing, failing, failing, passing, and all these things are there. So now this is 3416. This is 0.08784. The total is this. That is the exact answer for this thing. Now find the probability a randomly chosen driver passes the theory test at the first attempt. Passes theory at the first attempt. So that is why I had a feeling I wanted this. So this total, that goes down in the denominator. 0.3416 goes in the numerator. This is the answer in decimals to 3 significant figures. Again, even if you write this thing in the calculator. So if you write this thing in the calculator will automatically give you this exact answer. If you persist on decimals, so this is the first time, yes, calculator was used as such because of calculation of these probabilities. Otherwise, someone wants to work in fractions, that is good. 7 over 10 into 2 over 10. So you can also work it like this. Got the idea? So yes, this was a tough question. How many marks was this? Not that much. 3 mark, 3 mark. And then tree diagram was 2 mark. This one was 1 mark. So altogether 9 marks. Question number 6. Now it says a company sells bags of pasta. The large bags, they follow normal distribution, mean and variance, actually standard deviation. Over here, this is standard deviation square, that is variance. In a random sample of 400 large bags, whenever they will mention the number of bags, the number of packets, things like that, that means they would be asking us expectation, or they would be making up us a binomial and then do working with that probability. Less than 2.32, less than 2.32, standardize, you get a negative value. Z lesser than a negative value is Z greater than a positive value. So just a reminder, this is because of symmetry. And then Z greater than something that is indirect reading, that is read from the table and then subtract 1. So this Z value is giving me this probability value. I subtract, no need to round off. Calculate expectation of X is NP. So technically this is now binomial and this is 400, 0.3286. And then we calculate this expected value, write it as an integer. 131 is good, 132 is also good. The next one. The masses of small bags of pasta are normally distributed. The mu and the sigma are unknown. 80% have a mass lesser than 1.26. 80% has a mass lesser than 1.26. 40% have a mass lesser than 1.08. But this is 40%, this is lesser than 50%. Flip inequality and subtract the probability from 1. So that is the thing that needs to be done. This is lesser, this is 80%. So now we can get started with this thing. So now standardize. So now we would say Z lesser than 1.26 minus mu over sigma is 80%. For 80%, the corresponding Z value is 0.842. This is positive because there is a lesser sign. This is equation number 1. Z greater than something is 60%. And now you get the value for 60%, but negative sign. Why is it negative? Because there is a greater sign. So greater sign is negative and positive is lesser sign. That's a hard and fast rule. So this is one equation. This is the other equation. So this is one equation. This is the other equation. Sigma is all alone. So make sigma the subject. Make sigma the subject. And then equate these two. Equate this with this. Solve simultaneously. You find the value of mu. You find the value of sigma. Yes, calculator was very much needed. Now 8 small bags of pasta are chosen at random. So this is again about the small bags. Find the probability more than 5 of the 8 small bags have a mass lesser than 1.26. So now don't get carried away and start working with normal once again. This is the info from part B. Lesser than 1.26 is 0.80. Lesser than 1.26, that's the probability of success. So probability y greater than 5. 5 is not inclusive. Y greater than or equal to 6. That is 8C6, 8C7, 8C8. And this is success raised to power of 6. Success raised to power of 6. Success raised to power of 7. Success raised to power of 8. Failure probability raised to power of 2. Failure probability raised to power of 1. Failure probability raised to power of 0. And then you get this answer and this answer and this answer, and constant reminder from my side, show all the working. You add it all up, you get this thing, that's 4SF. Therefore, the very final answer is 0.797, correct to 3SF. And that completes February-March 2026, the S1 paper, the paper 5, variant 52. So all set. Good luck to you all in tomorrow's exam. Take care, everyone.